Suppose I'm starting a remote land flipping business from scratch, and I live in Michigan, but all the properties that I want to buy are in California and possibly some other states. So, given that, which state should I establish my LLC in?
When you're running a business that produces income that you classify as active income, which is flipping, you're going to be drawing a salary from your business. Or if it's disregarded, you're going to be a sole proprietor. So whenever I'm focusing on those types of structures or dealing with those types of real investor clients, we're going to set them up with an entity that's typically treated as an S or a C corp in the state where they reside. I mean, we could set it up in Wyoming or Delaware, something like that, but we're still gonna have to foreign file it in your state because in order for you to set up payroll, you got to get it registered there because you're the employee, you're working out of that out of your state, and you're performing the services there. So for this type of activity, I'm typically going to start with your home state. And a lot of times people say, "Well, I want anonymity. I don't want people to know that I own this business." Okay, I can still accomplish that. We'll set up an LLC in Michigan that's owned by a Wyoming LLC, and I'll give you complete anonymity, and we'll treat it as a C corp for tax purposes and cut your tax rate down to 21% on all your income that you're not taking out personally. We could do that. But by and large, you still need a home state entity, no matter how we skin this cat.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Am I understanding you right, Clint, when you're saying that if you're just doing one-off property randomly in a different state, don't worry about filing an entity there or foreign filing or getting an LLC based there. Um, but if your intent is to do business in that state or to do multiple business transactions at that point, you should probably register. Like I guess what I'm trying to get at is I'm really trying to narrow in on where is the line? Like where is the tipping point where it's like, okay, now you've crossed into the territory where it's time to go ahead and register in that state.
Okay, I'll give you the perfect examples of what I did in Hawaii. Because I hadn't really planned on this, it was just something that came out of the blue and I put it together. If I had to go back and redo that investment, I would have taken that Wyoming LLC and foreign file it in Hawaii, or I would have set up a Hawaii LLC for this property because of the withholding taxes on the sale. Because I was a foreign entity and they withheld so much from the gross proceeds of the sale of that property, I didn't have $60,000 for about 6, 7 months because I'd file the tax returns and request the money back from the state. So it took a while for me to go through this process to get my funds back. Now, if I'm relying upon, the funds to put into my next deal, are you in a financial position where you can say, all right, I'll let the state hold on to 15 grand out of my sale? Or do you want that money so you can keep turning it? If you want that money so you can keep turning it, then I would set up an LLC in that state. First, figure out what the laws are in the withholding on the sale of real estate to see if they distinguish between a foreign company or foreign resident owning property versus a resident of that state. And an LLC set up in, for instance, California is considered to be a resident of California. So you'd want to know the taxation of that particular or of property sales in that state to see what the holding is to make that determination.